like a ladder, a bow, any key, so on and so forth. I'm FurySK, and tracking for you tonight is Chiros. Some of the other aspects of this flag set is we will have silvers and red ring forced to level 9, so the runners will have to dig the silvers out of level 9 to win, as Ganon will be required. So far it looks like everybody's just going to be looking around at the Armos, trying to find the Armos item before probably trying to sort out where level 9 is. We'll notice, however, that everybody has all 8 Triforce pieces. Since the Holy Grail is on, the Triforce really doesn't matter, so we turned it on. The runners now can actually use the recorder to go to beaten dungeons. That brings a little bit more extra value to the recorder. Furthermore, you'll notice that there is a recorder lake at level 2. We have a random overworld with second quest dungeons with this seed, so runners are now going to have to determine if it's full second quest overworld or if it's mixed first or mixed second. Looks like found level 9 already on Chestrick's side. We'll see what the item is. It's the raft, so we will be looking for a flotation device in the seed. We also found level 3. Thurwolf's going to look around in there. There's going to be a potential for 2 items on the floor since Heart Shuffle is on. But you're going to have to get through some Wiz Robes. And we also have Lord Banana as the Armos item. There is the bait block. It doesn't move in second quest, but doesn't look to be really causing anybody any sort of problems. It's something you walk down through as opposed to having to walk up. Dark Falls is going to find out the same information that Chestrick just found out. We are looking at a second quest overworld, so the money's going to be a little bit tight, especially with the second quest dungeon setup. Keys may be a major factor if they don't find the any key early. You'll notice that every old man's also saying the exact same thing. I was born to lead, not read. That's because we've turned the book to understand the old men. The hints will be helpful. We did this because the Atlas is not so useful when you know it's a second quest dungeon. Those maps are readily available online or on Z-Helper. Looks like Dark Falls and Captain Green are the first 2 to the wood sword. So minor advantage for those 2 runners already, but I think all 4 runners should find their way to the sword within the next 5 or 6 minutes, so just a really small advantage thus far. As Chestrick also finds it's just below the 100 secret and first quest up in the northeast. And in the 100 secret and first quest, we do have the magical sword. Would be really surprising to see the runners get to that point tonight, but maybe if they get trolled sufficiently, or if it rolls down to 10, they'll get it. Bomb spot in the grave, right below the power bracelet spot, is level 2, or the letter A. Looks like we already have a push block in the first room, so we'll get to transport around that key block. And Captain Green is also now aware of the item he needs. To those of us just joining from Speed Gaming Espanol, you're joining in very early into the Zelda 1 Randomizer Weekly Holy Grail Seed. Sit back and enjoy a little bit of trolling as our runners try and find the raft to get into level 9, as well as at least the bow. Looks like the red bubbles aren't going to cause Thurwolf any problems yet because he doesn't have a sword anyways. So just taking those and using the boomerang to set up his reverse block clip to navigate around this level 2. Looks like we have a two-headed Gleeok in the Gleeok room, so that's potentially where one of the floor drops could be. Level 2, it'll spawn on the right side. Dark Falls now also knows its second quest in full. Some people prefer second quest over mix first and mix second, just because you know exactly what spots open on the overworld. In mixed, you have an assortment of like 8 or 9 bomb spots that could or could not potentially open. Kind of drains your resources, whereas in second quest, you know exactly which ones will and which ones won't. Looks like level 6 is on the southern coast, and it's a Wizrobe set, so it's going to be a little bit of a fun time for our runners, and we also have Digdoggers as the bosses. Speaking of dungeons on the coast, level 7 is right next door. Not exactly where you want to go early on. Find that our hints are relatively expensive. Looks like 117 rupees in a second quest overworld to buy all the hints once you find the book. So as long as it's close to your starting screen, which it's not too far away, you can probably save scum that. Dark Falls now finds level 3. It's the second or third one to find that dungeon. And it looks like a magical boomerang is on the floor at level 6. So a chance to upgrade your boomerang easily. I know I would take that. Leaves just the staircase item outstanding. This room with the $5 in it in level 3 is the transport. Fortunately, Dark Falls walked too far down on the tile there and got caught by the red Wizrobe. See if he comes back for more. Looks like he's just gonna bail. Looks like we've found the second set of staircases at level 6, and I think the third one's actually right here, where this Aquamenus is. Could be wrong. And that may have the item we're looking for. Nope. Must have been the other side of the transport that we saw pushed earlier. Yep. Captain Green found the magical boomerang as well. Decided to pick it up. Seems like so far the runners are not having the best of luck with their bomb drops. Chestjerk finally getting both the 6 and 8 count, it looks like, on his bomb drop, so he now has the opportunity to look around if he so desires. That, of course, pretty much had to bomb open given where the chute was. Wondering if we're getting a little bit blocked out of the left side of this level 6, and that's probably where the stairs are going to end up being. And Thurwolf now completes the restream coverage of swords, having picked up his wood sword. So 11 minutes, I think it was probably 6 minutes all things considered between the first and the last on the restream to pick up the sword. I do believe Thurwolf got a decent amount of knowledge as to 2's layout. It appears the Chest Jerk has decided he can't progress any further in level 6, so he's going to move on and try his luck in level 7, see if he can't get a quick item or see what kind of enemy set he has here. Looks like it's going to be a Dark Nut set. Now all 4 runners also have knowledge of what they need to enter level 9, so we're equaling out quite early here. Second secret shop doesn't look to be as bad. It looked like it was about 89 rupees. I have not seen the coast item checked yet. I'm sure somebody has, and it was just at a time where I was looking away. Given Heart Shuffle, the odds are pretty high that that's what's out there again. Really interesting if the raft was out there. Top of it being kind of an iffy money see, it looks like we're just barely above the minimums on the low and medium secrets, so kind of pouring salt into the wounds there. Lone large secret did roll fairly high, but there only being one, I think most runners prefer the odds to pick up a medium secret and hope that the medium secret ends up rolling high. That was a heart on the coast, just confirmed with one of the runner's trackers, so nothing spectacular out there. And we have the heart container as the staircase item in level 7 as well. So I think that brings us up to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 items that we know the location or we have some sort of information on. We have both items at 9, the ladder, heart, Armos item, magical boomerang at 6, our container in the stair at 7. Looks like Chest Jerk is going to opt into clearing this room down here with the red whiz robes. Fortunately, you can't stand in the door entirely to cheese this room. Best bet is to cheese it by standing just a little pixel below the door. And that way they can't spawn that first tile. The reason why the runners don't bomb over to the right in level 3 is it's always one of the two has a key door and the other does not bomb at all. I think that's pretty much always the case now. I think there's some rare circumstance where a tea room can get involved potentially, but you don't see that hardly ever, so easier just to say it doesn't exist. Looks like Chest Jerk will burn his one key to see what's over here. He knows that this is the Triforce room, so what's below it? Ooh. Something full of regrets. Handful of nopes later, and he's out of level 3. Guess he's going to try and find another dungeon with a few less nopes in it. It looks like Thurwolf doesn't have a whole lot of money left. I'm pretty sure he's the one, or at least one of the runners, that found the large secret, so my guess is, based on his key count, he probably bought some resources there. And the raft is the floor item amongst the Wizrobes in level 3. That's a big find. So he has his entry item to get into level 9. He's potentially now just a bow away from getting into 9 and finishing the seed. Level 1 for Chest Jerk. 2 floor items in second quest. It's like the ropes, second quest super ropes are going to live up to their name in this one. They definitely rolled at least even. They can be plus or minus 2. It looks like Chest Jerk may be blocked off from heading to the south at level 1 by the Goma. Not too big of a deal at this point, because he's only he doesn't know it, but we know that he's really only looking for the bow, potentially, at this point. Very rare chance that there's going to be a ladder beyond that. It's about the last thing Chestrick wanted to find. And the book to understand the old men has been acquired by Chester in level 1, so that's potentially very useful. It might direct him back to the raft or to the bow. Not as relevant for level 9 in this specific format because of the lack of old men in level 9. Doesn't have the same amount as first quest or shapes. Looks like our staircase item in level 2 is the power bracelet. Could still be very relevant. Thorwolf is making good use of his sword beams. Well, he was making good use of his sword beams. It's a really tricky room because you don't have as much room to use your fancy footwork to dodge fireballs and Leok heads. Good news is bouncing off of one of the heads that's still attached does less damage, so he's still alive. Unfortunately, dies as he takes out the Gleok, so he's not going to know if there was an item in that room at this point. See if he opts into going back there or not, as Darkfalls also acquires the power bracelet level 2. And it looks like Captain Green has found the floor item. It is the ladder. So that could be big for Captain Green if the ladder is required to either save Zelda or involved in the route at all to the bow. We have not seen any sort of definitive block, and we won't really have a full knowledge of any block until we enter a room that is, a circle moat or something along those lines that has an item in the middle of it. Looks like Chestrick is buying some hints now. Knows that the wand is in level 8. I think I saw a repeat hint for a magical boomerang. And he is resetting, so it looks like he's going to save his money. Captain Green's now going to find the power bracelet level 2. That'll complete his dig of this dungeon. He's sitting with a decent amount of bombs, and 2 keys is better than most will have in second quest this early on, so good to have those resources available. I saw, I think I saw a Gleeok with a sword. Hint, Aquaminus with a recorder. That's important. Step over the water, reach the coast heart. Thanks, game. Very helpful. Or at least that is what I'm going to assume that implies. It can imply there's a heart blocked in a dungeon somewhere, too. It's like Captain Green, with his 6 hearts, has decided that a potion is more valuable, and I tend to agree given the fact that we will have red bubbles all over the dungeons, including level 9. Could be a really nasty path to find your way between the nearest blue bubble and Ganon, so don't want to be stuck in one of those situations. So based on our information so far, it looks like the odds-on favorite to house the bow could be either level 4 or level 5 at this point. We definitely have a lot of hearts outstanding still. So you could see a double or triple heart set up in one of those. We are now in the process of looking around level 8. Dark Falls has founded. So there's also some opportunity for the remaining 2 items in here to be potential bow get. Unfortunately, one of the directions is definitively ladder blocked. Good news again for Captain Green, since he is the only one on Restream currently to have that ladder. And good news, bad news there for Thurwolf. He locates a key on the floor in this room. He was hoping, I think, that he was going to find a pushable block. Also, welcome sight. Bunch of red Gria, so he may actually pick up some bombs. Won't be useful in this dungeon for the most part, but always nice to refill and to see enemies that you can kill. Looks like there was a walk-through wall that he missed to the right here, so let's see what Thurl finds in this room. Oh, it's a shutter door. Aha. Never mind. It's a room of regrets that blocks you from that. Captain Green utilizing his ladder to navigate this in-issue room a little bit quicker than Thurwolf. You can accomplish it all the same, I think, by clipping into the water. You can block clip into the water, get away from bubbles. Two-headed Leok this time. I think that Thurwolf will have fewer problems clearing that room whenever he needs to. It's rather disorienting when you have 3 heads floating around the room, but if you only have 1, it's not so bad. Alright, we're gonna find ourselves an item here. Nope. Transport. Looks like Thurwolf is not interested in clearing that room yet. So I'm gonna go see where this goes. Maybe see if it goes one room up or if it takes him to another section. Takes him to another spot. Dark Falls goes straight through the room with the raft. He doesn't know it yet. Like, Thurwolf is interested in finding out what's in this last room over here. Captain Green, excuse me. Thurwolf clearing the staircase room, Captain Green having fun time with the 4-headed Gleeok, but he does have that potion he picked up. So we'll see if that pays off. Once we kill all of these. Or did he just find a heart there or something? Couldn't quite see. Might have been a heart inside of one of the mummies. Alright, what's Thurwolf gonna find in here? Heart container. And he's instantly leaving. So I'm going to presume that it was not something very important. Looks like Captain Green's not too far away from the heart as well. And using one of his bombs to clear the Zol in one hit so it doesn't split, so that when he goes back into the room, there will only be one enemy left instead of 2. I think he was hoping the Pole's voice wouldn't be around, but it's typically got a little bit of priority. And heart container is acquired. So he saves out with 2 accomplished runners in there saving out. And I'm just going to mark it as double heart long. We do not know where the white sword item is yet, so that could also be a contributing factor. And once again confirming via trackers that it looks like double heart is confirmed, so 5 is not the answer. So really, what is this room that Captain Green's about to enter? It is a ladder block to the left side of 6. And we know that that is almost certainly where the other item is. So this is the first opportunity for that ladder to pay off. We're looking for a staircase over here. We're looking for Wizrobes to be kind, and they were. Red Wizrobes in this room, you would think is awful, but you can actually set it up by standing at specific spots. If you step 1 away blockwise from the path downwards, the spiral room, it'll spawn the red Wizrobes on the blocks, and you can keep it like that. Captain Green doesn't need to do that, though. Good timing on it. Finds his heart. 6 is officially not the answer as well. This room. You have to somehow get to where he just got to without taking a red bubble. Wow. Oh, look at that. Staircase required to navigate any further in 7. Unless you find a floor bow in this room. CG7 does have the 10 hearts that could potentially give him bags. I think it's definitely a routing choice at some point, but I don't think he's going to make that play at 10. And hold that thought. Looks like Captain Green's actually going to go straight to Magical Sword. So maybe he's just decided that could be such a combat advantage it's worth the effort to get up to that screen. And quick answer, nope. No dice this time. Oh, the heart container was in the four-headed Gliok Triforce room. Level 5. I'm assuming he didn't find the second item in level 7 yet. This looks like a rather annoying room for a transport staircase level 7. Looks like Fairwolf is looking around to see what else is in here. Yeah, that's definitely that single push block room. It's gonna be the access to the rest of the dungeon. Captain Green is going back into level 3. Needs to go there at some point. So it is important for him to clear this Wizrobe room that's coming up shortly. This diagonal block room is what he needs to clear. So we're basically at this point one item in level 7 away from being forced into level 4, level 8, or the White Sword item. And actually, to go back to something that was said in chat, the White Sword item can't be the bow under a lake given that the recorder is blocked by Goma in 1 from what we saw. So the most magical of circumstances certainly cannot happen. Let's see what we have here. The boss groups are potentially randomized, however, so there is a chance for the opposite to happen, where silvers are located behind a Dig Dog or a level 9. It's not guaranteed to be a Patra set. Chestrick, having found his ladder out too as well, has access to this level 8. And it looks like your only way is left in this level 8. What was over to the left here that forced our runners away? It was a Goma. Is it blocked going up? No. Walkthrough. Captain Green, I think, is trying to get to the lower door in this horizontal or this diagonal block room. And the item in level 7 staircase, a heart. Captain Green sees that it's a trap block room inside of the room beyond key door. Level 3, I think he's just save scumming back his key so that he can go about bombing that diagonal block room we were talking about. Lots of Gomas in this level 8. Fires did not roll up in HP, that's always nice. Looks like Chestrick is going to use the boomerang to try and set up a healthy bomb here. And he's going to leave the last one as a split fire, because I think he was assuming this would be a staircase. Saving the last one as a split means you only have to clear that room. The one fire in that room going forward. Whereas if you were to kill that with a bomb, you'd have to kill every single fire that was in there before. And oh boy, this is a room that exists in level 8. And Captain Green 7 has found the raft beyond all the Wizrobes in level 3's horizontal, diagonal, whatever block room it was. I can't tell which direction they go, I promise. So I think that puts Captain Green 7 ahead again in terms of the items, but perhaps not the knowledge. I think Chestrick probably has his knowledge still outgained slightly by the fact that he has information about the white sword, the wand, where the recorder is. I believe that is not what Chestrick wanted to find in level 8. Just got Y-forced. The white sword hint, which is not very relevant to us now, is I saw it say Gleeok. I don't know if I saw it lurks or returns or what I saw. It was in a hint shop though, and unfortunately Chestrick doesn't have his own tracker going, so I can't confirm what he saw. If it says returns, it'd obviously be an 8. If it says lurks, it's in level 4. Looks like chat believes they saw returns, which would be fair. So that means a lot of the combat for the seed is going to be located in level 8. The rough part about this level 7 is you have a bunch of rooms to navigate, and Captain Green is in level 9. I did not see him pick the bow. So I'm assuming he's making this play in hopes of finding a red ring and silvers and such. Just getting that stuff knocked out of the way. Darkfalls can burn the magic boomerang all he wants. It's not going to get him to the end any quicker. Looks like Thurwolf has abandoned level 7. And he has a red candle in his inventory, so the reverse Fred is my assumption there, that they had the red candle on the floor instead of in the stairs. There's the map that we already know about. Captain Green is making the exit play now. Wondering if he just decided he doesn't fancy his options or his prospects of getting the red ring in there anymore. Can't be quite sure. Maybe that he's just clearing around his tracker, making sure the white sword item wasn't the bow. So that would make him feel a little foolish to have dug 9 with a free bow, potentially on the overworld. Don't think that we've seen the white sword item on anybody's screen at this point. This is the transport in level 1. Where does this go? That's really the question. Does it go beyond the Goma block? If it does, then perhaps that situation we were talking about 20 minutes ago in chat still in play. It goes all the way to the bottom. So actually, you know what? That Goma is not blocking anything, potentially. So maybe the dream scenario is still in play. Although we do appear to be ladder blocked the other side. Ooh. Another Gliak, this time with the 3-headed variety. Looks like Dark Falls has probably stumbled upon the fact that he's ladder blocked out of part of level 6. Captain Green now has access to the hints if he so desires. There's a key there. So this is rather interesting. This Blue Wizard Room, I don't know that we've seen the answer there. So, not to save the princess was another hint. Managed to miss from the hint shop, so good to see a little bit of information coming back here. It's rather interesting as we really haven't seen level 4 either. It's true, it is misdirection. The raft is required, but you don't have to sail on it. You may need to carry it to the dungeon that she's in, but floating is not required. Becoming increasingly likely, I think, that the last item in this level 8 could be the bow. Given that we have access to the power bracelet and the raft, we haven't found level 4 yet. It would put the odds a little bit lower that level 4 actually has it. Like how Chestrick hit just about every bomb count imaginable there. Cleac returns with the white sword is now confirmed, so chat was correct earlier. Captain Green now knows that the second item that he can't get to yet, or hasn't gotten to yet, is the recorder, and he has the useless heart container hint. Werewolf also has the book. So it's coming down to that point where every one of the runners is actually now kind of closing in on one another. Chestrick may be the first to a low in the seed, just by virtue of the fact that he's cleared so many rooms in level 8. But he's still behind until he finds that raft. Dark Falls now gets his 10th heart. Not enough for Magical Sword in this seed. And another 8 block in level 8 that also can't move out of the dungeon second quest. But once again, doesn't appear to really be blocking your way towards the rooms you're trying to clear. And Thurwolf just left level 1 with the recorder, so you can in fact get to it. Unfortunately, Chestrick has died very deep in level 8, in a room that could be a staircase room. So Bo unrequired to get the flute could change a lot of what goes on here. Heh. Thurwolf immediately goes to the hint shop that has the recorder hint. I find that kind of amusing. It's information about the white sword. Still really nervous about that blue wizrobe room with 8. I don't know if they've ever walked out of the staircase in level 8 with the massive amount of blue wizrobes, but Chestrick has not. That's a major concern. Level 4 has been found. Didn't see exactly where, but I'm going to assume it was recorder blocked. Chestrick still looking around this level 8. And at any key in level 4 is going to solve all those problems for Thurwolf. So for those who have joined late, this is a Holy Grail seed. The Holy Grail item is the raft. Again, it is required to save Zelda. That is why you see a whole bunch of people with 8 Triforces. They all started with all 8, recorded unbeaten. So that's how Thurwolf found the level 4 so quickly, as he recorded to the unbeaten dungeon. And they're all basically looking for the bow because Silvers and Red Ring are forced to level 9. And I believe we're at the point where there's one outstanding item in level 8. And 3 outstanding items in level 4, and a bow is one of those 4. Oh, 2 in level 4, excuse me. Yeah, I was corrected just as I realized my mistake. So 66% level 4, 33% level 8. And of course the white sword item is still at large too. That could be interesting. So oh, never mind. Hey, look, level 4. On the floor is the bow. So the driver's seat belongs to Thurwolf as long as the route to Ganon and Zelda are free of ladder blocks. He could potentially be the first one on the restream. Finish, and we'll let you know if that's in fact going to be the overall if and when somebody on the restream finishes. Fortunately, Thurwolf's audio is not going to be usable this evening, so we won't hear the roar. But generally speaking, you will be able to tell by the movement of the runner whether or not they are trying to avoid a certain direction or not. So we know that the white sword item is just another heart container. And we know that the third item in level 8 is a heart container, and we know the third item in level 4 is the 9th heart container. Magical sword play on 12 seems like a good idea. Fortunately, it's just a boomerang to the face of the old man. It's 13 or 14. That is a potential benefit for Chest Jerk at this point with that white sword. Dark Falls at 11 tries, again, is also denied. Wouldn't that be something if every seed was unique? Some could get it at 10, some had to wait for 14. Red's not that evil yet, though. And Thurwolf's going to go ahead and eliminate one of the staircase routes in level 9. Captain Green has found the 13th heart container. And Silvers for Thurwolf. $13 hearts is enough for Magical Sword. Dark Falls has also found the white sword item, which was underneath the power bracelet spot, so several people did have access to that. fact, just Chest Jerk doesn't have access to it so far. Unless he also has the power bracelet, we just didn't see it. So where is Captain Green Savage going to dig next? I think I see red candle on Dark Falls menu. I'm about to see if he scrolls to it again shortly. First, he's going to go get denied again by the magical sword. Chestrick is going to go ahead and start bombing this blue wizard room. He's got to be careful here. Got that heart. That heart's actually pretty important. It means he can tank a single impact or beam from a blue. And I think that's the wise decision, to go ahead and reset the room. Got the white sword. It won't take too much combat to kill this last one. And there's the raft. Alright, Captain Green using the flute. He's going to locate level 4. I believe. Once he stops getting trolled by second quest flute setup. And there you have it. It was in the Deadwoods flute spot today. Thorwolf using the diamond staircase to his advantage to go ahead and clear out these blue danger noodles. And he walked through a wall into a dark room. Do we have a Ganon? No. We have just another turnstile room. Still not over. We don't know for sure that there's a path. Another dark room. Could have Ganon here. Yep. Ganon in a circle moat room, so this is doable, but it's annoying. You have to be able to kill Ganon low enough to be able to clip in to get the Triforce. It's best to count out and kill him in the center spot or low enough on the left or right. Looks like he is well aware of what he has to pull off here, so... I think he's taking... Yeah, he's able to get the Triforce to spawn below the river, so this circle moat won't troll him. Zelda, for all we know, could be right behind Ganon here. They're north or west. Chest Jerk is into level 9 as well. Something tells me he's probably found the floor bow already as we are watching that fight. There's not a whole lot of other reasons really to come into this dungeon, but maybe Red Ring is tempting. Nope, he doesn't have the record yet, so he definitely doesn't have all that good stuff out of level 4. So this is just a Red Ring dig for Chest Jerk, most likely. Thorwolf taking some deaths in level 9 at this point. Trying to candle boost around, but fortunately not able to pull it off. Looks like Dark Falls is ready to take on some blue Wizrobes in level 3. So that will be his raft if he's able to pull it off. Got some really good bomb damage down there. That appears to be our raft for Dark Falls. And it looks like Thurwolf is on the way to the northeast corner here. Shutter door opens. Will he get trolled? The answer is no. No troll. Get your GGs out. That is officially first place overall for Thurwolf, 112.20. I believe yes, Chesterk has the silvers out of level 9, so just a red ring away from having all the things that he needs. He'll be bailing on that after and going back probably to search for the recorder out of level 1, given he has the book information. And it looks like we have a Thurwolf in the booth.
Okay. What's happening?
Oh, you know, just a convoluted route to a order that was kind of important.
Slightly. It might block a required item. Could there be more blue Wizrobes in the seed?
Just depends on how many staircase rooms in level 8 you stumbled upon. You stumbled on the 6 of them that Chesterk found that were push blocks.
Nice.
But he did get a white sword for all that trouble.
Yeah, I got a hint for that in there. So where's ladder, by the way?
In 2.
No, I didn't leave anything important behind there then.
Magical Sword being 13. Many Walks of Shame were had at 10, 11, and 12 by Captain Green and Dark Falls. Both were fed up with Wizrobes.
Yeah. Yeah, Woodsword's enough.
Yeah. This was a really annoying combat seed, though, for sure, given that the Wand and White Sword both were in level 8, so you had no real help on Dark Nuts or Wizrobe combat, or bosses like Leox all over the place.
Was 8 on Death Mountain somewhere?
Yeah.
Yeah. I think that was the only level I didn't actually see, so yay.
Yeah. Count yourself lucky, I suppose. Let's see. I'm trying to remember what all else trolled. I guess a couple people got hung up by the raft being in a rather annoying room.
Yeah, that room sucked. Unless you get a clock, then it's kind of okay.
Apparently, 8 was at second quest 9 for...
Oh, fun. You have to clear all of Death Mountain.
Mm-hmm.
Or record to it.
Yeah, I suppose also being full second quest, you did know what you're getting into, so you might have bombed that in route a little bit earlier. Wrapped that screen to the power bracelet spot and then went left and up. But yeah, it's in a corner.
So does anyone else have the bow yet?
Captain Green's back in level 9 after being in level 4 and finding the Any Key, so I'm going to presume that he probably just stumbled upon it.
Nice. 9 was fun, by the way.
It wasn't level 8, so I mean...
Yeah, it's my fault for not having a lot of bombs, I think.
Yeah. It's kind of unfortunate that the compass was literally 2 rooms away from the starting room and ladder blocked away, so kind of had to dig around. And then you kind of had to skill Ganon into the right specific spot to be able to fight him without the ladder.
He was in a decent pattern, so I was pretty happy with how he was moving.
And it looked like he was also a half tile south of his normal pattern.
Yeah, it worked out very well for no ladder.
And oh, that's a nice one-way staircase. Gesture just found. Literally took him right past Ganon's room. But I was quite pleased with how this Holy Grail seed worked out. We didn't have any sword or candle or nonsense to enter.
No, the
Level 9.
otherwise garbage raft.
Still not to save the princess, though. Was totally one of the hints.
Nice.
Technically didn't have to sail.
I guess.
Didn't have to sail technically on it, but you still needed it.
That's true. That's kind of funny. I guess that's an interpretation of sail not.
For the longest time, we actually didn't think the recorder was required, just because of the ladder blocks and the Goma blocks potentially guarding the floor item in that level 1. So we're trying to find a way to make it all happen, as Captain Green has now found the silvers.
Yeah, silvers were not hard if you went the exact right direction.
I mean, he didn't quite go the right direction, but he didn't go too far off of it. He also has the hint. I don't think it'll take him too long to work his way up to Ganon. It looked like there was not only the one-way staircase to Ganon, but also a walkable path, so...
Yeah, he'll be there soon enough.
He's gonna hear the roar in one room. Just gotta avoid the bubbles, which he did. And with Magical Sword and the ladder, it's probably fairly trivial for Captain Green to finish this off. Be interesting to see what the spring tournament brings. I know we're probably about a month or so away from that getting announced and planned. Any flags that you would like to kind of see in the next tournament?
Is this considered the I guess funner version that's not standard? I guess is that the spring tournament pretty much?
Well, I think the way it's set up is Prim sets up one tournament, and since they didn't set up the fall, I think he's going to go for it on the spring. So okay. I think the flags should remain slightly more conventional, but you never know. Maybe something that throws a little bit of a fun time in there for people.
I mean, it might be interesting to see how Ruby's effect speed works in a tournament setting. That would be weird. I don't know if I'd enjoy it, but it would be definitely a thing.
It's like Captain Green's gonna walk to Zelda's room, and GG's out for Captain Green. 7, second place overall, and on the restream, 121.02. Just a little bit under 9 minutes behind first place.
GG.
It looked for a while like Captain Green was probably in the driver's seat, just based on when he got the ladder, but got trolled a little bit by not going back for the recorder, and I believe he also didn't bomb for the raft out of 3, so looking for 2 separate items to find progress. Gave you a little bit of time to catch up and ultimately pass him. Dark Falls now is stumbling upon level 4. That's a pretty good chance, I would say, of catching Chest Jerk at this point, since we know that ladder is not required officially.
It's just a little fun Ganon fight for you if you don't. And I see Dark Falls is rocking that wood sword, so yeah.
He is only 1 heart away, and I think we are guaranteed that the last item in level 4 by process of elimination will be a heart in a stair. I think he's certainly going to be happy with the staircase item not being a heart here, though. He's been at 0 or 1 for a lot of this.
Yeah, keys were low. I was not sad to see the magic key.
And I heard a ding, so I'm going to assume that Captain Green 7 has joined us. GG.
Thank you, Fury. GG, Thurwolf.
GG.
It looked like you were one of the first to get the ladder, and then got a little bit slowed down by the pathway to get to the recorder and or to clear the raft room, but ultimately not a bad seed for you overall.
Yeah, it was definitely tricky combat gains of the required items for sure. I think I checked Magical Sword 4 different times, maybe, I don't remember.
But, I think you checked at 10, 12, and 13. Dark Falls has checked at 10, 11, and 12, and denied at every turn, so...
Yeah, once I had Magical Sword, then everything was fine after that. But I was just really hoping I hadn't left it behind in 7, because I left the floor item behind in 7 early, because I'm like, okay, there's so many levels out there. Then level after level was just like heart. So I don't know. Maybe I could have had it like 10 minutes in.
Yeah, Fred will be disappointed that you didn't find the second item in 7, since he didn't move it very far. But,
I was okay with the red candle.
Yeah, the white sword was dug out by Chest Jerk out of level 8, which was second quest 9, additionally.
Yeah, I grabbed those hints as soon as I had the book, and it said white sword in 8 and wand in 8, so when I found 8, I'm like, no, I'm not gambling the 1 in 3 for it actually being useful.
Well, I counted at least 4 blue Wizrobe push block rooms. And I think there were also 2 more that he walked through at some point. One of which had a shutter door involved and he just noped. And another one that was like a bomb-only room. So there was a lot of nonsense in that dungeon.
Yeah, thanks to the hints, I was pretty much all in at 4 at that point, and if it hadn't been 4, I would have gone back to 7 before going to 8.
Chest Jerk, in the meanwhile, has picked up his recorder and is also in level 4, so both of our restream runners are not too far away from picking up the bow, potentially. Yeah, we have a spring tournament, which is kind of a little bit... Oh, hey, look. The Gleok lurks with the bow. Nice distracting hint shown to me just now. We have a tournament coming up not too far away, I would say, probably in the next month or 2. I asked Thurwolf if he was looking forward to any potential flags that might get involved. So I'll ask you the same question. Anything that you were kind of looking forward to playing, since we just got done with a random percent and probably aren't going to go super crazy again?
Yeah, straightforward flag set is fine by me, for sure. The flag set I learned how to play this randomizer on was the 2017 Swiss, and that's always held a special place in my heart. It's one of my favorite flag sets, so anything just nice and straightforward is kind of okay by me.
So what you're saying is max HP Oko.
Yeah, I guess that.
Yeah.
Don't forget the swordless.
Maybe a little blackout.
Sure,
Swordless.
that too.
Yeah.
Red bubbles everywhere on the overworld randomly so that you can get big swamp mode engaged.
The red bubbles in this seed were pretty terrible, I gotta say.
Yeah, I feel like they were in a lot of rooms that it was really hard to walk past them without candle boosting.
Yeah.
we had a we weren't sure really if you were gonna be able to catch back up to Thurwolf, because at the time that Thurwolf was getting to Ganon, we still didn't know officially if Ladder was required to beat the seed. And with a bit less of a fun pattern in that circle moat room, it might have been wouldn't have been impossible, but would have been more annoying to finish off for sure. Luckily, the ladder is not officially necessary this time around.
Nope.
But that ladder also caused a little bit more pain in specific in-issue rooms with bubbles and other things that Captain Green was able to navigate by stepping onto the water and combating down from there.
Yeah, that was one of those ones I didn't even realize the ladder wasn't required, because I got it early enough that wasn't thinking about it much.
I figured if the item in 2 was required, you'd already be done. Like, if the bow's there, CG7 would be done already. And lo and behold, it wasn't there. It was just a ladder of...
No big deal.
Nah.
And you couldn't even meta Silverzrst9 based on a Shaddy finish because of the flags at this time.
I accidentally misread the flags a bit. Like, I went into 9 way too early by accident, because I saw important items were on, so I'm like, oh, maybe bow's in here. And then, like, halfway through, it's like, wait, no. It's Silver's red ring guaranteed.
Yeah, you can blame the commentary for that one, since I used a flag set that had important items and then decided to make the silvers less difficult to find with the second quest 9.
Yeah, that was on me for not reading the flags, but it's kind of funny. I was hoping maybe I'd stumble into red ring like before I got out of there, because then I could at least say it was kind of useful. But
that was kind of my guess when both you and Chest Jerk went into level 9 without the bow in hand. I figured maybe that was the play that you were looking for, was to get a little bit of defense, get the silvers location known, and that sort of thing. Yeah, all a really fun race to watch. I know you guys also have to work and such Monday, so I won't hold you too long here, but
Yeah.
thanks for both agreeing to get onto the restream, and congratulations on both first and second place, respectively.
Hey, thanks. Thanks for doing commentary, restream, tracking, all that fun stuff. See y'all later. GG, CG7.
GG, and thanks as well, Fury, for putting the flag set together. It was definitely a fun one.
Yeah, just a little something different, you know.
Yeah.
Yep.
As we say goodbye to the two runners there, we will still continue to watch Dark Falls and Chester. I don't think either one of them is too far away at this point. I think they should be able to resolve what this level 4 has in store for them within the next 10 to 15 minutes between this and level 9. There is the heart container that Dark Falls wouldn't mind finding level 4. That heart container will officially put him at Magical Sword. He doesn't know it yet, but I'm sure he would check it if he found that. Downside to this for Dark Falls is he's just not got access to the ladder, and that in-issue room with the Gliok is going to take health every time he has to navigate it. And if you like what you've seen tonight, want to help us out, or want to start getting involved in racing, we have Zelda 1 Randomizer Discord. Also have access to the commentary and tracking sign-up roles. So if you want to give Churros a day off or want to get involved with commentary, you can always feel free to visit us there. run this every Sunday night for the most part, as long as there isn't some big events such as SG Live or one of the major ones that requires several channels. I think we've run this probably all but 6 or 7 times this year. We try and change up the flags, sometimes run some consternation or some sort of flag set that's available as a preset within the system, while other times we get a little bit more creative, which we did tonight. Want to follow any of the trackers or commentary? CuriouSK is my Twitch handle, Cheerios1 is your tracker. And as he's throwing up the links now in chat, also follow any of the runners. Great thing about this community, while it may not be the biggest community, it is probably amongst the better communities as far as getting advice from some of the runners. The accessibility of a lot of the guys and gals here is pretty significant. See a lot of them kind of invade your stream as you're trying to learn the game, be willing to help you out. As we were talking to the runners earlier, there is almost certainly going to be a tournament coming up in the near future, if not in the next month or two. Certainly, there'll be at least one within the next calendar year. And that's not including SG Live, which we would consider at least a minor tournament, if not another major tournament. It's rather unfortunate. They seem to have circled around the more direct path to the bow. Chestjerk just now getting down to the bottom. It felt like Captain Green and Thurwolf both kind of found their way there a little bit faster. And as Chestjerk heads to 9, since we have had people finish on the restream, I will note that there has not been a third place finisher as of yet, so you still got time to get in there and get on the podium. Chestjerk, as I recall, found the one-way staircase up to the left of Yen's room, so I'm assuming that that is going to be his play here. Unless it's too convoluted, then he may just opt into direct bomb route. Nope, that's the staircase there. Really just wants the Gibdo out of his way. There we go. So, Chestjerk's only a handful of hits away, 7 or 8 hits away from defeating Ganon. Looks like a really interesting spawn from the left, so that's the downside. Although he reset his pattern, so now he's back on the right tile. And potion number 2 is inbound. Have to burn it here, I think. You have 5 or 6 hits into Ganon. No point trying to save it. looks like probably one away at this point. Nope, 2 away. There we go. Maximum HP, 14 or 15. 15 it has to be, actually, because that was 8. Not sure that Chester has the route to Zelda yet, but with the compass in hand, should just be a little bit of navigation in that direction. I think, honestly, Chester's best bet's probably up an A, and I think he's come to that realization. Looks like he has a route through the right eye and up from there to get back to the corner with Zelda, so I think this should put him close to finishing the seed at this point. And 1 key door and a couple of red land mole away from getting into the room. GG's out. It is going to be Chester finishing 3rd place officially, 138.18. And with that, looks like Dark Falls is going to opt into forfeiting. I know he's got work tomorrow morning, so probably looking to call it here and come in to talk to us about the seed before we wrap it up. Really wasn't too far away from finishing himself there, so. And looks like we have Chesterkin. Chester, GG's. Oh my goodness, that 8.
How long was I in there? About 2 hours? I lost count.
As many minutes as there were blue whiz ropes, probably.
That's probably pretty accurate. But hey, yep. I was not to be denied that white sword.
Oh.
I think after about 20 minutes, I was determined, despite having forgotten to use my potion, 3 times before dying.
Yeah,
I'm not sure any of them would have stayed, but who knows?
Yeah, it's a rather unfortunate death I saw on the tail on level 8 there, all the way past the bait block, and I was like, man, that was an unfortunate place to not be burning that, but it's what it is.
Yeah, I burned at least 2 keys that led to absolutely nothing. So that was kind of in the back of my mind also. But I think I also died in the white sword room as well to that manhandle, if I remember correctly. That was kind of frustrating. But overall, I mean, I'm thinking, of what my comment would be for the seed, and I'm thinking I couldn't finish the seed in an hour 12, even if I knew where everything was.
Yeah, I think
I want to router's relish the seed so hard, because I'm curious to know how fast you could do it, knowing where everything is.
The interesting part about this, I think, was that Captain Green seemed to have the earliest knowledge of the 9 entry items location being on the floor in a Wizard room at 3.
Okay.
And then from there, he was the first again. Oh no, he didn't have it first. It was Thorwolf had the raft, and he had the ladder first out of 2 by a lot.
Okay.
Ladder being completely unrequired as long as you could put the pig at the bottom of the circle mode to pick up the Triforce.
I didn't even think about that. Boy, I'm glad I had the ladder.
Yeah, Thorwolf was the only one to go ladderless and complete it thus far.
I'm impressed. Well done.
But the big holdup for both of them in the end was the recorder. obviously the first one done being the first to locate the route to get down there. I think a couple people, both on and off the restream, thought it was going a block to get down to that recorder, and that kind of slowed him down.
I definitely was in. It was in the back of my mind because I was thinking as I found the silvers in 9 and thinking I couldn't find the second item. No idea where it was. I'm thinking, what are the odds of me again bashing my head into the wall in 8 for 25 minutes? Thinking, am I going to continue bashing my head in 9 on the off chance the bow is in 9 also, or should I go do other things? So, boy.
Yeah, well, we had Chiros ask you just now whether or not you knew about the recorder or record beaten dungeons being on. It's the only reason
I totally forgot about that. Yep, that would have saved time too.
Yeah, that was the reason why we opted into all the Triforces being in your hands early, just so that you could flute around all the beaten ones and kind of dig for items if you could find a recorder earlier. But obviously, nobody found the recorder early.
Yeah, finding a recorder at 1:25, that obviously was nowhere near the front of my mind.
I think it was probably found 8 minutes before Thurwolf got into Zelda's room. So that was literally what unlocked the sea. I have to go back and watch, because Thurwolf and Captain Green both made it through level 4 in probably 3 or 4 minutes tops, and just flew to 9. So there must have been some weird transport setup, or just happened to walk the right way.
I'm looking at my level 4, I'm thinking, how on earth were you only in level 4 for like 4 minutes? That baffles me. There must have been, I have at least a couple rooms I didn't clear before I had figured out it was on the floor. But I guess one of them could have been a staircase? I don't know.
All I know is I looked at Thurwolf, couldn't figure out where he entered, where level 4 was, until a little bit later when I saw Captain Green and Darkfalls find it. But I was trying to figure out where he found it, and then we were trying to discuss where all the heart containers were and where the bow might be, what the odds were, and literally within the next 10 seconds he found the bow on the floor, so it wasn't much more than 3 or 4 minutes of talking.
Well, the old man in 4 telling you the bow was in 4, that was a tremendous help also.
I didn't see Thurwolf route or Captain Green 7 route to that room at all, so
Yeah, it seemed like a natural route too, because you couldn't go down from the Gleeok that was 2 down from where you started, so going to the left just made sense to me. Especially after finding a staircase leading to a staircase in that corner. I wasn't going to skip that if I could help it. I mean, I don't know if... Well, I don't know. It's it's tough. It's tough to route Second Quest 4. It's just a gigantic block. There's no easy way through it.
Yeah. And then there's
I
some
felt like
blame
I did it well. I felt like I did it well, to be honest.
there's some blame on me for leaving important items on with the Forest Red Ring Silver 9, but it looked like both you and Captain Green were going in there on the off chance that you could find a free red ring or something like that to make life easier with blue Wizrobes and Dark Nuts, given that Mags was 13 hearts to seed. You couldn't get that early. You had to dig 8 for any other combat that you might want, so combat was the premium for certain.
Wait, so the red ring was in 9?
Red Ring Silvers were Force 9 flags.
Why does the summary not say that? My summary just says important items in 9.
Yeah, that's
not good.
That's one of the things.
Because I was digging 9 possibly for the bow.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, that's good to know.
Yeah, I posted in Weekly what was going on with regards to Red Ring and Silvers, but then I left important items on, which was dumb.
Oh, I never saw it.
So that is probably my fault.
Oh well. So be it. Didn't really matter. I don't think it didn't change anything in the end, to be perfectly honest.
Well, many people died many times in this restream.
I'm surprised my death was only 10. That actually really surprised me. I thought it was higher.
Thurwolf was on 5, but I think Captain Green was probably in between Thurwolf and you as far as his deaths. Darkfalls was having lots of fun without the ladder as well, so that kind of slowed him down, caused lots of pain and suffering.
Yeah. I'm wondering if buying the hints actually cost me time, because I don't think I would have dug 8 nearly as long as I did if I had known that White Sword and Wand were in there. Thinking that I needed a combat upgrade of some kind just to dig other items out of other levels. It's possible, but who knows. That free book.
Yeah, that book was kind of
It was just sitting
standing
there.
Yeah.
Just sitting there. And it otherwise blocked one that couldn't really go anywhere else. Although it ended up not blocking anything really. Just combat blocked. Why is it always blue Wizropes?
Yeah.
At least
Well,
they were vanilla HP, I think. I think there were 5 white sword hits, so they weren't so bad.
I guess
Could've been worse.
the final question I have is the same I asked the first two in here. We do have a tournament, I believe, coming up within the next couple of months. I think they had planned at least for some time between January and March start point. Flag-wise, anything in particular that you were kind of hoping that get thrown in there, or anything you're looking forward to at all?
Well, let's see. We just did random percent, and then we've done Pentaforce, we've done Swordless. Well, I mean, if you're looking at possible new flags, possibly that have been introduced that might want to be showcased. I mean, there's a couple new flags that haven't been seen in tournaments yet. I'm not sure I'm a fan of the whole rupee speeding up walking speed. I played one seed with that in the seed 2 weeks ago. That was kind of I got used to it after a while, but I'm not sure if I want to do it for a whole tournament. So, but as far as other things, I don't know. It's a good question.
Yeah, because I know he's looking at flag sets a little bit here and there, or at least have heard rumblings of looking at flags that could be entertaining, but nothing concrete that I know of. So I'm just throwing the question out there to all the runners who might participate in the next tournament as to what they might look forward to, see if we can't get some opinions going.
Yeah, I guess it depends on your opinion on your opinion on Heart Shuffle. I was really a big fan of Heart Shuffle until I've played it for so much, thinking, yeah, Heart Shuffle is really not as good as I thought it was.
Yeah,
I was all about consternation and thinking, that's a good flag set, and yeah, I think Heart Shuffle, yeah, that might be annoying a little bit.
See, I'm one of those guys that doesn't like it anymore. Liked it at the start, but it's just, especially once you start ticking the extra boss flag and the push block staircases are predominant instead of having the clippable ones or the walk-in ones. That starts to really, I guess, wear me down. So
yeah,
I wouldn't mind seeing it kind of on again, off again, depending on where you're at in the tournament, as opposed to
for sure,
permanently on or something like that. But
also, I have to apologize to you for having 2 opportunities to pick up the best boomerang, and I didn't either time. I don't know what I was thinking. I assume I was just sick in the head.
The only person that decided it was worth picking up this time was Captain Green 7, so...
Yeah. And he didn't win the race. He should have won the race just for that.
My alter ego's definitely going to go after the Magic Boomerang.
Yep. Well, I guess I'll leave it on that. Ohio.
Yeah. And we have Eat My Steel at 149.40. That's the 4th place finisher. That's probably going to be the last person we get to call the finish of on this restream, as we're going to wrap it up here shortly. But final thoughts?
I'm going to bed.
Hey, yeah, me too.
Yeah. Thank you for the commentary, Fury. As always, it's an honor. And to Kairos tracking, looks like.
Yep. We got
right.
We got the 2-man team tonight.
And to Speed Gaming too, as always. It's an honor.
Yep.
See you next week.
Yep. Thanks for the entertaining race between you, Dark Falls, Captain Green 7, and Thurwolf. Thanks to my tracker. Helped me track everything in this seed so that I could just sit there and talk and not have to worry too much about all that stuff. Thanks to Speed Gaming for putting us on Speed Gaming 2 tonight. I believe they're just wrapping up the marathon on Speed Gaming 1. So if that's still going on, we'll send you that way. Otherwise, we'll see y'all next Sunday. We'll probably be at it again playing some sort of random flag set. Good night, everybody.